we are back. And hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. Okay, guys.
Yeah, so in the left-hand side, you'll see a little hanger that has some points next to it. You want to click on that.
That's on the top left of the screen.
Oh, yep, got it. Okay.
And that should bring up some of your units.
Yes.
So you should have, I see now you have recon, infantry, vehicle, support, heli, and air. Normally, what we do in the beginning of games is we throw up air, and we call it the air tax.
Okay.
Jamie, do you want to focus on Charlie, Alpha, and Golf?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to throw out infantry and some air in the beginning.
Okay, I don't know how to do that.
So click on it and then click on the unit.
Tree. Okay. Which unit
And
should I
then-
choose? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't really matter. It's just something that you can get your objectives captured.
Okay.
Yeah, the infantry will get like their own vehicle and stuff, so you can either bring them into like a vehicle, a helicopter, like a tank, and then once you have them selected in that vehicle, you can select like you can bring them to Golf or Charlie. So you can just like left click anywhere on the map that you can see on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. And then basically what that does is they spawn behind you, and then they'll like make their way up to the middle of the map to start capping objectives.
Okay. All right. All right. And so the objectives
yeah.
are the lettered areas in front of us. Those are our objectives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Basically,
So
that's yeah. So it's basically like your regular game of like, you know, if you're playing like Call of Duty or like Battlefield, it's like, you know, domination, but like it's a lot more it's a lot more intense at least. So we're gonna focus on Alpha, Charlie, and Golf.
okay.
And basically, what we have to do is cap those points. Whenever we capture those points, you get flag points. So in the big, it was kind of confusing when I was like doing it for the first time. But basically, the more flags you capture, you get like a flag point, and that point will contribute to you winning the game. So in Broken Arrow, there's 3 phases. Phase 1 is kind of like the setup phase. Then there's phase 2, which is, you know, you're kind of like ramping up your, you know, production of units and your defense, depending what your situation is. And then phase 3 is basically, it's anyone's game, depending on the points you have. So you'll say in like 15 minutes, so each phase is 15 minutes. So at the end of this phase, you might get one kill point and 1 flag point, and then that will go to your main like pool of points. And then whenever phase 2 begins, everything is kind of like double the points. So if you continue to capture and hold objectives and get kills, you would then get double points for that phase. And then phase 3 is basically triple points. So as the game will go on, you kind of like understand it and stuff and see what it looks like.
So you want to start moving your war pigs and your rangers up a bit.
And how do I select them only by clicking on them, or is there a quick way to select them?
There is a quick way to select them, however, you first want to control 1 then, basically.
Okay.
But for the moment, it's recommended that you just click on them.
Okay, so if I click on them, how do I get them to move?
Normal right click. Normal right click.
gonna get in our way.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so
And do
another
I
strange
then
mechanic.
go inside one of these objectives? Is that what we're doing?
Like a rocket
Yes.
sled on rail.
So the game has a bit of a strange mechanic where, basically when you like left click and you can tell your units where to go to. If you double right click when you're highlighted on your units, they will follow the road. If you just click once, they just kind
Joint
of go
strike
off
fighter
road depending
at your
on their
command,
like
sir.
positioning and stuff like that. So it's quite handy to know that. If you want units to follow the main road, double click twice for right click, and then once right click for like single, so they can go off road and stuff.
So say that one more time. If I want them to go off road, I have to double click.
Hey, check out this.
No,
Otherwise,
yeah, so
they just-
if you double click on anywhere in the map, they follow the road. If you click once, they have the option to go off road if they want to,
Okay.
if needed.
Need supplies?
So yeah, whenever you double right click, you see like a little green arrow come up. That basically means they're gonna follow the roads.
And so now that I'm moving these two squads into Gulf, what happens? What
Yeah.
do I do now?
So once they enter Gulf, they're gonna start capturing the objective. So if you can just bring them into it.
Ain't nothing gonna get in our way. Big road is ours.
Okay.
And it doesn't take too long to capture.
Now, typically when you play, do you guys, I don't know if you can see my screen, but do you zoom in and zoom out? Like I'm in this objective, so, and then is there a way
So
to,
yeah.
is there a way to turn, like change the point
If
of
you
view?
hold down middle mouse button,
Oh,
whenever, so whenever you hold down middle mouse button, you can kind of like look about better.
sure.
Instead of using the SD, so it's quite handy to look about. So I can see you have units inside your vehicle. You can get them to dismount the vehicle. So if you click on the vehicle itself with the units inside it,
Heavy transport under fire.
you should have an option on the bottom right, and it kind of looks like, I don't know the best way to explain it. It looks like a door with an arrow.
Yep,
Facing
sure, I see it.
outwards.
Unload?
So yeah, if you click unload, and then you might have to click on the ground nearby to get them to offload. So just click anywhere with that.
Okay, cool.
And then basically the units would dismount. So if you want, you can get your units to go into one of those high rises. So the high rise can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. So basically, the unit can have better radius when they're up there. Everything can see them, but you can see them as well. So basically, if you have, for example, like a javelin squad or just a squad with like a really good rocket launcher, they'll be able to spot the enemy tanks before before they can spot you. So what we'll do is we'll do like a small attack on Golf here.
I'm not quite sure I'm actually moving, though. How do I know that my squad is moving into that building?
Oh, so you left click on the squad that you have,
Rangers
and
ready for
when you
combat.
left click on them, right click on the building.
Copy. We take that building.
Got it,
Once you
okay.
have them selected. Yeah.
Rangers here. We're in combat.
So do my vehicles then go away, or can they get back into the vehicles?
Yeah, yeah, they can get back into it again.
Okay.
Majority of the vehicles you can get back into. It's like, stuff like tanks, like main battle tanks, you can't get your infantry into them. But if it's like a regular vehicle or like a APC, you can kind of get back into it. Okay. I guess the next step would be kind of bringing in more vehicles. So if you want, you click the vehicle tab on the top left.
Okay.
And let's see what type of vehicles. You do have main battle tanks, so you can see you have like the V3 and the V2 tanks. Those tanks are really good for certain things. So like the V3 tank is the best tank you can get on the American side. So basically what it is, it's a main battle tank. It can see at a pretty good distance, and it can also have double penetration, better than like a regular tank. So if you want, deploy those tanks on top of Gulf.
So I would just click on it, and then.
Yep. And then just click on Gulf with it.
Okay.
Driver, move out!
And then basically that's going to come from your spawn area, so that might take
And
a
should
minute and a
I
half, maybe.
should I send a couple of them, or one, or?
Yeah, send as many as you can.
And then to send as many as I can, am I? Okay, insufficient ability.
The gas, driver!
So then when I go to V2 and just. Because obviously you're starting with 2,000 units of whatever, and your army is based off of these 2,000 units. So if this was a real game and would I spend the 2,000 units immediately, or do I build up, right? I know you said there's 3 phases to it. So typically at the start of a game, how many of those 2,000 units would I spend?
Right, so
It's situational.
usually you wouldn't have 2,000 points to spend, because you
Okay.
know, once you get used to the game, you would always be spending your points. So usually somebody would have between, I would say like on average, you probably get like 300 to 600 points to spend, because you're always sending out stuff. But yeah, because it's phase 1, you do get you do kind of like set up your like rough defense and see how the enemies are, because like if the enemies are really weak and you manage to push up, you kind of hold your defense. So for example, the more units you have out in the battlefield, the less points you get. But if I destroy all your tanks, you get more points in return. So basically, if somebody nukes your entire army and you lose everything, you can get it back really quickly, because the points will go back into your points per minute, which you can see. So that's like the plus, you're currently getting plus 227 points. If I destroyed one of your guys, you then get like plus 240 points every minute. So the game kind of balances that. So like you can get everything back if you lose everything, basically. But yeah.
So are
I
my
think
tanks
it's
just moving that slowly? Is that it just takes a long time to get them up there?
Yeah, tanks are really slow. So if you look behind you, so if you middle mouse button and click behind you, you should see your blue tanks maybe.
Oh, sure do.
But yeah, there it is. Yeah. So your blue tanks are currently on their way towards Gulf.
Okay.
Tanks are probably I think tanks are the slowest thing in the game. So it can take up to 2 to 3 minutes depending where your your location is. Do we want to send out helicopters next? We can do that.
Sure.
So if you wanna bring like a helicopter out.
Okay. So I would do the same thing, right? upper left corner, click on, and then I have all these options.
Yeah, so the
And-
helicopter section is quite, you actually have quite a bit of helicopters. So, you know, you got the regular helicopters that can transport your units.
Right.
You also have attack helicopters like the Comanche and the Guardian helicopter. There's really good, or, you know, they can take out helicopters and tanks, like. And then you also have like more stealthy helicopters, which can go behind enemy lines. But yeah, I think we're gonna send out the Guardian, which is the AH-64E.
Okay.
So if you wanna click on that and then make it go towards Gulf.
Just did it wrong. Guardian,
Yeah,
and then I'm just regular.
yeah.
All right. It will probably get there before my tanks, huh?
Yeah, the helicopters are just the fastest thing you can do.
Yeah.
If you want, you can also, if you click air,
Okay.
and then air, it also comes with quite a bit of stuff. So if you're a really good, you know, player, you can use jets to actually win the whole game, because jets are crazy OP if the enemies don't have air defense. So what does the Nighthawk have? Can the Nighthawk carry a nuke? No. Okay. Let's send the F-35.
Okay. And
So F-35, if you want to send it beyond Gulf, so just send it like way beyond Gulf. So like towards the enemy side of the map.
Turning to new
And then
heading.
basically the jets are gonna come by. You can kind of see what I mean here. Let's see, where was your jet?
my helicopter's coming right now.
Guardian.
Notice that your camera's facing downways, but if you face upways, like if you like kind of look up further, you should be able to see your jet up in the sky.
I don't.
Your jet actually just blew up. I may have blown it up by mistake.
Yeah, it says F-35A destroyed, so
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
you made it.
I'm not gonna lie, jets is probably the most complicated thing in this game. Because there's so many different variants, so many different type of bombs you can use. It can be a bit confusing for the first time. Smallest, do you think we should do the, you know, the PvE, the 3 versus the bot game mode?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Let me quickly do the nuke though, because the nuke is something else.
Ready to roll.
Do you want to send your jets back?
So go into air.
No. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you the nuke in the game. So the nuke is probably one of the most devastating things that can happen to you. So I'm just gonna quickly send in a nuke, and you can kind of see what I mean.
Abrams.
So
Ready to
you
roll.
can deflect the nukes. It's possible, but so like here it
Armor is
comes.
rolling out.
I killed all my units, but basically, yeah, it wipes out an entire objective, and then you're able to push through the nuke and capture the points. So basically, it kills everybody within the area, and then you'll be able to push up onto Alpha. But what we're gonna do next, we're gonna quickly do a game versus bots. So basically, it's gonna be me, Spotless, and yourself, and we're gonna capture a city back from the Russians. So
Okay.
yeah, if you want to get that set up, Spotless, and we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay,
So
so
now you just want to escape to main menu.
Yeah.
okay.
the game is quite you have to be very micromanagey. If you've never played a RTS, you know, strategy type game, it can be so overwhelming.
Yeah, you know, I like RTS games. I play a lot of Age of Empires and such. Um, so I really enjoy it. It's just I think that this is I mean this game isn't a first person shooter, right? It's not easy. It's gonna take a while to figure out, but it seems like a great game.
Yeah, if you're like overwhelmed, it can be overwhelming. The game actually has a pretty decent tutorial, but I feel like it's not handy for like beginners, if you know what I mean. If it's your first time ever playing an RTS, I do feel like you have to have people to kind of help you figure the game out.
No, I don't. But I think that it helps, right? It certainly helps to have you
Yeah.
guys there walking me through it for sure.
Somebody said if you do not drop a nuke early game or you even play. So yeah, so technically you can drop a nuke right off the beginning of the game, but it's not really, I don't know, it's not really worth it in my opinion, because you lose a lot of points and you get like what, a few kills. Like honestly, it depends on the map. If there's one spawn point where the enemies are located, it's worth it, I think.
So the nuke of those points that you're getting in that upper left corner, the nuke is very, very expensive, is what you're saying, and so you can, but then
Yeah.
your forces are weaker for the rest of the time.
Yeah, so like for example, if I send a nuke out, so the plane and the nuke combined is roughly like 1,000 points. If the enemies manage to destroy the plane and the nuke, you're basically giving the enemies loads of kill points, and that will add up over time. So basically, if you lose that bomber, you're like pretty much sending your team down a, you know, to death sentence to lose the game.
I see.
So MCJ, as per last time when you joined the lobby, you want to do that again. It's going to be in the text chat. Link to the new lobby.
Okay, I need to pause and can't hop over.
Yeah, this is that one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Right. Let's see. Got our decks. Yeah. Do we want to do it on easy difficulty or medium? What do you think?
Really easy.
Easy.
Yeah. So MCJ, when you're ready, we can ready up.
Okay, I did. I think I did that right. I clicked on the checkbox to the left of my name, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this game actually has they've already got like a, you know, like a league, like esports basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's a community. They used to be called the Broken Arrow League, but they rebranded to the Broken Arrow World Series. And it's basically where a bunch of communities like us would compete against each other. It's not even clans, it's also like small groups of people that do play the game. Even like the top 100 players would play the game in that series. But we've done it once and we got absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
That if you're basically a god at these type of games, it's quite nutty. But yeah, the guys enjoy it. Everyone loves playing PvP. So it can be quite satisfying when up against a difficult, you know, team and you manage to win the whole game.
I'm gonna be AFK for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like it's loaded up. So what are we doing right now?
So basically, this is one of their PvE missions that you can do. So it's basically co-op mode. Basically, it's you and your friends versus 2 bots, but there's like objectives. I think the objectives are basically to capture the entire map. So basically, you'll begin in like it'll be like a small area. So you capture 2 points. Once you capture those 2 points, you kind of unlock the next stage of the mission, and you kind of go farther up into enemy territory.
Okay. It looks like we're transitioning to a map screen.
Yep. So yeah, you can kind of see your spawn points, and then you know as you're pushing up. Okay, we're in. So as you can see, we have to capture Alpha and Bravo.
Okay.
So kind of like the first game, we kind of want to go to the top left, and then I would say pick infantry. So infantry. Let's see, what should we get here? Yeah, so you have like Delta Force. Delta Force is one of the best units you can use in the game. So spawn in Delta Force, and then let's try to make our way up to Alpha.
Okay, so when I roll over Delta Force, it puts up vehicles. Yeah. Do I... Oh, and then click on the vehicle? And how should I deliver Delta Force to the site?
I would do Warpig. Warpig is like the fastest vehicle. And plus, we don't want to do helicopters because the enemies will be able to shoot down the helis if you're not, you know, if you're not too sure how to use them.
I just did that wrong.
Ain't nothing gonna get in our way.
So what's our strategy? Do we, because there's 3 of us, are we going after A and then going to B, or do we split up our forces and attack both, or what should we be doing here?
So I think we should go together. So I think Spotless is currently, he's doing like mostly air, so he's like our eyes in the sky. So he's going to be taking out enemy helicopters and stuff like that. Me and you, I think we're just going to go on the ground and kind of take it before infantry. So let's see here.
And then are we going after A or...
Yeah, Alpha.
Alpha?
We're going to do
Alpha first.
and then after Alpha, we're going to push towards Bravo.
Okay. And should I bring out more infantry, or should I bring out more squads?
Yeah,
of something?
so this is the point of the game where like you kind of have to like micromanage to, you know, bring more units in and kind of like think ahead, because you do have to think ahead for some of these things. So look through your infantry, see what you have. You know, you might have AT, you might have AA units where the enemies have helicopters. What do you need for that? Even Rangers are a really good shout, because Rangers can carry multiple stuff. So Rangers can carry AT, they can carry grenade launchers and stuff like that, machine guns.
They're your multi.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I don't have any more war pigs or insufficient availability. So should
I
put 'em in
recommend use the AMPV, which is the very bottom. It's like an APC type vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. So that thing has javelins and autocannons on it. It's quite cool.
Cargo truck ready.
So your Delta Force is nearby. I recommend
Good copy.
dismounting
Next
your
waypoint
Delta
received.
guys and just bring them into the forest.
Moving there now.
I think I just trying to move
Lodging
these
here, send
guys. Okay, alright, did that. Oh, it says they're panicked.
Yeah, so what you want to do is bring them to the closest, tree line. So bring them to the forest. And what you can also do, if you click on the unit and click Z, that
Click on
makes
a
them
unit
do
and
like a
click Z.
sprint.
Oh,
Roger. Charlie Mike.
Yeah, so that's them sprinting to the forest. It doesn't last forever, so it's kind of like a last resort to do the sprint button. And then after they finish sprinting, they're like on a cooldown for a bit.
Double time.
okay. So
30
did these
seconds or
guys?
so.
Did they destroy my other squadron? So all I have are these guys now.
Delta, standing by.
You have another Delta Force, but they got blown up like behind, the way you came from.
Delta here. Go ahead.
Okay. So now, I mean, it looks like guys, the last game we played, we had like markers on top of the screen showing, the teams. I don't have that on this one. Is that just the
Yeah,
game
so
mode we're playing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Basically, that's PvP, so that's more like a competitive side of the game.
Okay.
Originally we were gonna do like a 5v5 with the other guys, but I think it might be a bit too difficult if you're not used to the game. So we might just leave that till like another day or whatever.
Solid copy. Let's move.
And so when you're
So what
playing, every team has its own color. I don't know if it's the same for you guys. On my screen, my team is blue. And is red always going to be the enemy? How do they decide what colors?
Yeah, so your teammates are usually like, the color green and, just like light colors. But the enemies are always red. If you're playing PvP, you can actually split the enemies, so you can kind of customize whatever color you want. But that's kind of like, if you're wanting to change the colors. It can be quite handy in PvP because you can tell who's who, like what enemy is what. Because sometimes you can't tell if you're getting attacked by 2 players or 1 player. So it's quite handy to change the enemy colors
I see.
if you're
Okay.
playing PvP.
So sometimes you would
Okay.
want your enemies to be 2 different colors because you would then be able to tell which player is controlling which enemies.
Yeah, pretty much. Usually our guys would go for like, well, me personally, I go for like red, like a light red, a darker red, and then maybe like, pink and purple for the enemies and stuff like that. And then for the friendlies, I would do maybe green, blue, yellow, that type of those type of colors. Okay, so we managed to capture Alpha. So all the units you have on Alpha, if you can drag them, and they can go towards Bravo next.
Someone asked for a ride?
I think I did that right? You just
Yep.
drag across them?
Yep,
Okay.
and because you doubled, you know, you did the double click. They're gonna go towards the road now, and they're gonna go up the road. Because if you go off road, it's gonna be very slow.
Roger.
And once
Moving
they're
out.
on the road, they're gonna go so quick. It's way
So
faster.
I should do it on the... Okay, alright. And now that I don't see any enemies, where are the enemies right now? I mean, I get we're playing bots, but where are they? Recouping?
gonna be
in the tree
forests.
lines. Yeah. So this game has a very interesting fog of war type thing. So for example, if you hold down left alt,
Huh?
left alt kind of shows you what your troops can see. So like wherever your mouse is hovered above is kind of like your line of sight. So like if you hover above your like one of your units and hold down left alt, you can kind of see what your units can see.
Sure, understood.
And then also if you hold down C, C
Also,
is like
see,
an
they're there
elevation
already,
tool.
right?
Wait, there's some. Oh, you killed some enemies. Nice.
Awesome.
Right, we captured it. So because we've done the first objective, we now have to head into the city. So the city is a lot more heavily defended. There's a lot more entrenched positions, and there's more, you know, enemy tanks and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, kind of what people
Poor
would do at
Delta
this
Force
point
guys
is
are
kinda-
on foot.
Yeah, you could technically get them to get a, what do you call that? Like a helicopter pickup
Moving to
if you
next
really
waypoint.
wanted to. If you want, we can show you. We can show you the resupply.
Attachment Delta, ready.
You know, the resupply aspect of the game.
Sure, yeah, like
You
I
see one of your
said,
tanks.
yes. Uh-huh.
You see one of your tanks and they're heavily damaged. Bring them back. Let me see. Bring them back
Under
here.
fire!
You see the marker I just put down?
Yeah.
Punch it! Full speed!
Bring that tank towards that location.
Did I not?
Transport here! We're engaged!
The vehicle does like rotate, and it does take a little. Oh, it just blew up.
I think they blew me up, huh?
Yeah, yeah, you might have to send back your. Here, you can use these guys. You see your Delta Force on top of the hillside.
Yeah.
Bring them towards this supply cache.
Silent professional.
So basically, what this supply cache is, this is very critical in PvP. Basically, what it does, it gets you more ammo, so you can get more AT ammo. You can resupply your guys, so you can get more health back and get more, you know, you can basically just top up everything. So health, ammo, and also repairs vehicles. I don't know if you noticed, but your tank had like a yellow, like a few yellow symbols.
Sure,
That
I remember
means
seeing that.
certain
Rangers in combat!
it's like certain things are broken. So basically the things that can be broken is the cannon can be slightly damaged, so it takes longer to shoot. The visibility can be broken, so that means you can't really see as well. And then the tracks, if the tracks are broken, the tracks take longer to like drive. But yeah, I can see that your Delta Force is now inside the supply point. So that means they're going to start to hopefully get resupplied here.
So do I need to do anything to get them resupplied, or simply move them inside that circle?
Yeah, so you see like the circle, the way it's doing that orange type thing? That means they're just getting resupplied right now. Once that stops, it means they're fully like, you know, back up and running again.
Okay. So now that all my vehicles have been destroyed, what would you suggest I do? Should I bring in more? Should I bring in some tanks?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Bring in tanks and stuff like that. Tanks you may have to like micromanage sometimes. Tanks are very, if you're not careful, they can get absolutely destroyed by either enemy tanks or maybe AT emplacements.
Well, I know I sent those poor Rangers in there in those vehicles, and they got shredded the second they got in there. So. Okay, so my Delta Force is resupplied, it looks like. How do I get them back into the fight?
Right. There's a few things you can do. You can get a helicopter, you can get another vehicle to pick them up. Because if you bring them on foot, they may get ambushed and destroyed by something. If you click the vehicle tab.
Okay.
And then in the vehicle tab, you can spawn in a warpig or maybe another, like, you know, AMP. So you can get one of those warpigs to pick up your Delta squad from spawn. It's up to you which one.
Okay, so I think I did that. I think that Warpig should be on its way, right?
Yep, so it spawns in right beside us because we captured this area. So it's going to come by and,
And then, I mean, in all reality, I just need to click on my Delta Force and then move them in easy.
yeah. And then
I think I did it.
They'll just head into it.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Delta here. Set traffic.
Maybe I did something wrong.
They're now inside. That's them
Oh, there.
inside.
Fly truck ready to transport.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Right. So what I recommend, I don't recommend going through, you know, on the main road. So you might have to go off-road. So what you can do, you can kind of bring them, you know, on top of the hill and over the hill into the next tree line.
When you say the next tree line, do you mean closer to the city?
Yeah, kind of like if you head up like where my marker is, like into this forest, and then you can kind of jump into the next forest. So it's basically the enemy's line of sight won't be able to get you as much. So you're heading in the forest, and you can also kind of sneak up on the enemies if they don't see you. We can also do, you can also do like waypoints for your squads. So for example, if you click on the vehicle, hold down left shift and then right click on different locations, you can kind of make waypoints. So whilst they're doing the waypoints, you can kind of go off and do something else whilst they're traveling.
I see. So you can.
Yeah, you can kind of stand it. Yeah. If you want to get rid of that, you know, those waypoints, just let go of shift and just right click randomly on something.
Right.
That kind of resets the waypoints.
I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it is quite handy to know that type of stuff. I was also mentioning if you hold down C, you can see the elevation of the mountains and stuff.
Contours, sure.
So yeah, it's really good information to get. Because the higher you know, if you're in the high location, you'll be able to spot a lot more enemies than the enemies can spot you.
Put hard on the pedal.
So it's quite handy.
Delta here. We're in combat.
Right.
They got me.
You see the way you can hover over the forest with your deltas?
Yeah.
There's like a little tree icon pretty much that tree icon means that your infantry is now hidden in the forest.
So that means we're under
So-
cover, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're basically hidden from the enemy. Obviously, if you get closer to the edge of the forest, they may have a chance to spot you. But basically, if you're like in the middle of the forest, the enemies won't be able to spot you.
We're not afraid of the distance.
Okay. And so I have a question. I see that up in the upper left corner right now it says plus 234, right? So that means I'm gaining
Yeah.
234 units. How do you affect that number? How does that number, that 234, go up or down during gameplay?
If you lose a squad, it'll give you more points back. If you spawn a unit, it will subtract from that. So like if you try spawning in, I don't know, like another tank maybe, you can kind of see the number go down.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So you can just spawn in whatever unit, and then you can kind of see the points go down ways.
Right? And so
Copy.
how do you get that? I mean, let's say that all right, so now it went down to 219 because I spawned in. So it's just
Yep.
having squads out there fighting, that number is going to go up, and then as I use it, and I'm not talking about the number in gold, the 1727. I'm talking about the white number underneath it.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's like a balancing mechanic. Basically, the more units you have out, the less points you're going to get in return. What you can do, like if you had a jet or a helicopter, you can send it back to base, get some points in return, and also your
Good
your
copy.
plus points will
Next
also
waypoint
go up.
received.
So it's not like the game.
Did you ask for the best?
It doesn't punish you for the entire game. It just depends how many units you have out in the field.
Someone called for a cab?
Okay.
So the less units you have, the more points you get. The more units you have, the least points you get. Yeah. So this is what I was talking of the tanks. You can get attacked by enemy helicopters and tanks. In PvP, it's not as bad.
Personnel carrier in
Um,
combat!
The AI are very aggressive in this game.
Delta Force, standing by.
Yeah. This is easy, guys. This is the easy one. I'm just getting shredded.
The AI cheat. You are doing the best
AI
you can.
cheat.
The AI cheat.
We're the best you can get.
So now that my guys are on their own in the middle of the... Oh, they're attacking our back lines now, huh?
Yeah. Usually in a proper game, you want to have like lines of defense. So you want to have an anti-air unit. You want to have an anti-tank unit to kind of cover your back line in case they do try to break through it. In PvP, it's very important for that type of stuff.
So what? All right. So one of our helicopters, or maybe it was a plane, just flew over the city, and now I can see all the enemy squads in the city. Can you what happened there?
So basically what I did was like a mass airdrop. So what I can do, so in my deck I have like a plane unit, and my plane unit, it can provide me with a nuke, it can provide me with a C-130 or Globemaster, which is the C-17, probably, I think it's one of the biggest planes that America has. And I can do a mass drop anywhere in the map if it doesn't get shot down by their anti-air. If you do it in PvP, it can be quite costly, but because it's against bots, it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, it's like different play styles in this game. So if you want, you can do air with tanks, or you can do Marines with air. There's a bunch of just different combinations. I think what I actually might do, I might do a cheeky nuke, declare it A.
Pedal to the metal.
Okay,
Roger.
so
We're on the move.
get in and
Right, so at the moment we have a nuke going to be dropping an A. So as you can see, there's like a bunch of skulls that comes up. That basically means you killed a lot of people. The warriors.
so
There
so
was
you dropped the
no
nuke,
civilians.
and now you put in. Now you sent in troops right over the top of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the game doesn't have any Fallout mechanics really. Like you can drop a nuke and drop bounties off right away. There's no there's no damage to your troops really. Right. I think we need more infantry coming in, so if you can, Jay, send in more like rangers and stuff like that. You can,
Okay.
You might be able to, you might be able to send them in with helicopters as well, maybe, but enemy AA is still heavy, I think.
Well, we'll give it a shot. I think. Just turn around. Did that right now.
Did you ask for the best? Armored transport, standing by. Delta Force, standing by. Troop transport, standing by. Armored transport, reporting in. Delta here, send traffic.
So, how do I embark in a vehicle? Just click on it?
Yeah, so you can only get like one squad in each vehicle, by the way.
Depending on
So
Troop transport, reporting
yeah,
in.
depending on what vehicle, but majority of them you can only
Already
get
there.
one unit in unless you have like a truck.
Delta Force, ready.
I can also see your helicopter coming in as
Moving to
well.
rally point.
I recommend to land your helicopter behind this building I just marked. So again, you click on your helicopter and then you click, the dismount button on the bottom right. And then your helicopter will slowly, drop off
Chopper.
your units.
Okay, so right there. And then click unload once he gets there. How do I land?
Yeah, so your helicopter would do that by itself.
Okay.
So whenever you click unload, they're going to unload onto that position. It is getting shot at though by an enemy helicopter, so it might not survive.
Doesn't look like it did.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be difficult to land helicopters in heavy enemy territory at least, so.
Try it again.
Troop transport, ready. Personal carrier, ready.
Okay, so I loaded up I got those vehicles, loaded up my Delta Force. and I still have a squad of 6 rangers sitting back here. Should I do another vehicle?
Squad, move out!
Yeah, as many vehicles as you can get.
Foot hard on the pedal! Logi here, send traffic.
So if I'm moving, so that like this Delta Force is in this amphibious vehicle, they're moving right now. Is there any way that I can see where they're moving to? I mean, is there?
With who? What, the helicopter?
Well, sure, the helicopter. How do I know where I've indicated that helicopter to move?
It's just wherever you click. You can do it right now. You can just left click on the helicopter, then right click wherever.
Flying there.
Or you can, I think what it means
Helicopter
is
is mission ready.
click on the unit that you selected and then press shift, hold shift on that unit.
Oh, that is what I mean. All right, so it'll show exactly where I've decided to land.
New flight plan received.
Yeah, I might get shot down there by this AA.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of the way. Dang.
That's what I mean
Someone call
with
for a cab?
units that are slightly higher up can see better,
Pedal to the metal.
so that,
Yeah.
that they'll be able to, you know, shit
AT
things.
specialist at your disposal. On the road again. Anti-tank ready for action.
Let's see here.
So okay, so let's look at the vehicle that's coming in here, the Brutus, and it's got all these symbols around it. Can you tell me what those symbols mean?
Oh yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So like the red symbol means it's really, you know, badly wrecked, and the yellow one means it's like, you know, lightly damaged. So basically, the yellow icon means the mobility has been, you know, affected, so it's gonna turn slower and stuff like that, drive slow. The binos is like the, you know, the line of sight, so like basically can't see as far as it can. And then the bullseye looking icon is basically it takes longer to shoot things.
Okay.
And then I think there's another one. I can't remember what it was.
Ammunition.
Ammo. Yeah. What does that do? I forgot. Is
Reload
like
slower.
reload? Yeah, reloads. But then the only way you can fix that is by bringing them back to the supply depot.
And when you get there, you just have to just be inside the circle, right? You don't have to do anything, and it just
Yeah, they do have to fully stop. Like if they're moving inside, they're not gonna get repaired. But as long as like they're still and they're, you
Armored
know,
transport reporting
getting
in.
fixed up. If enemies can't come by and like interrupt you.
oh.
Enemies can also capture your supply points as well, if they really wanted to. Oh yeah. You see the way your deltas are behind the enemies? You might be able to get into those buildings and clear it out.
Okay.
Troop transport reporting in. Moving out.
You're getting shot at. Okay, so I'm moving on the other side of the building.
Yeah, so the enemies can't see you no more.
All walking sandbags. Jump out.
that's what I was talking about. When you hold down the left alt, that's what you can see when you're holding your mouse over something.
Okay.
You can kind of do it with the enemies too. You can kind of see what the enemies can see if you have eyes on. Oh my god, what is that?
Delta here. Go ahead. Armor transport is ready.
I don't know, but there's a lot of them over there.
Armor transport standing by.
Yeah, so basically your Deltas will be able to kill all those tanks. Maybe like a small one, but like it definitely won't be able to destroy something that size. That's kind of where you get the, your helicopters out and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's just and
Armor transport standing by. Hit! Personal carrier engaged in combat.
I get my helicopter to kind of help you a little bit.
Flight truck
these
ready to
guys
transport.
too.
Someone asked for a ride? Go, go, go!
So now
Alright.
this
Detachment
Delta Force,
standing by.
does it make sense to send them back to the resupply even though
I recommend, because I put down a new resupply point above you, so you should be able to go in there and resupply your Deltas that way.
Personal carrier ready. Detachment Delta ready. Delta Force reporting in. Detachment Delta standing by.
I'm also going to capture an enemy resupply point too.
oh. So is that what you're doing up here?
Yeah, so once my guys enter the area, it should turn blue or green, and then basically we have control over it.
We have to hold it though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can, but basically the way you capture those is you just enter the radius and you can get the supplies for yourself.
Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me.
Let's see here. We also have air control a little bit better now, so that's good. Don't forget, you can also make your deltas sprint by selecting them and then holding down Z.
Z, okay, yeah.
Silent professional. Delta here, set traffic.
Oh, they are running. Okay.
Did you ask for the best? Knock, knock. No time to lose.
So now you just made an offensive, right? So we move forward, and now you guys are making an offensive against the enemy. I guess I would say north.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the B objective basically, once you break into an enemy territory, what you want to do is keep up the pressure so they don't get resupplied themselves. So if you break their supply lines, like you'll be able to take over the area. In PvP, it's very common. There's like a very specific map in this game, and if you manage to break through the enemy defense, you can basically just start like wrecking their backlines, taking over their supply points, destroying their defensive weapons like their AAs and their rocket artillery.
Inland Abrams ready for action. Driving to coordinates.
Let's see here. Yep, there we go.
And typically, you're gonna play with a team of people, and when you're playing with a team, is one guy have like I'm doing the tanks, and one guy does the infantry, and one guy does air, or do you all kind of mix and have a mix?
So whenever new players do join, that is their attitude. Their attitude is like, oh, I'll do like support. But in reality, you kind of have to do a bit of everything. So yes, you can technically focus on helicopters. You can focus on jets, but you also need to focus on infantry gameplay, because infantry basically hold down the objectives. Because if you have a player that's just doing support, it's not going to work. And you're just going to lose the game. You have to do a bit of everything.
And so when you guys are playing all together, when you figure out who the teams are and you're sitting there, do you say, okay, well, here's our strategy, one guy's a captain, and this is what you're going to do, this is what I want you to do before you even enter the game? Is there a plan like that?
It's more, if it's a random PvP game, we kind of just go into it blind and we just kind of figure it out. Some of us do specialize on certain decks, so like I would do mostly, tank gameplay, so I'll get like a lot of main battle tanks, and I'll also do long range arty when I have the chance. And then somebody else, they may do a lot more helicopters and plane drops, like what I just did, with my big plane, and I just dropped a bunch of units across the map. You can basically do that as well. So it's kind of like you have to do like 30% supply runs, you have to do 30% like main battle tanky type stuff, and then like 40% whatever else. Like again, it is a bit of everything. It depends on the situation that you have.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's you can do a lot of stuff, to be fair, in this game. There is a lot of choices, styles of gameplay you can do. One of my favorite things to do is you can get like recons, like what me and Spotless did one time. Spotless had a sniper, and his sniper had a laser designator. And basically what that laser does, it can help track bombs to enemy positions. So he had a sniper behind enemy lines, and he was lasering enemy tanks and positions. And what I would have done, I would have got my long range artillery, and I just would have basically called down the bombs where he was lasering, and it just would have killed everything, like all of his tanks and supply points. So the game it's very rewarding if you play it correctly. It is handy too if you're if you and your ally, if your other teammate is playing a deck that plays well for your deck, like you're gonna win the game easily.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about those decks, because we kind of went through that fast. So it's a part of the game where I can customize, like I know you built that for me, but you customize what is available to you for the battle.
Yes.
Yeah. decks are very.
Delta here. Go
People
ahead.
do go in depth. There's like we do have a deck channel in this Discord, and it's basically people share their decks and like their opinions about their decks and like how they use it and stuff, and then people will like come back to you and they'll be like, oh yeah, you should also add this unit because it might help with this other unit that you have. So it's kind of like different combinations of units do help. I don't know if you have a comment about that as well, Spotless.
Heavy armor.
But yeah, I mean, the arsenal is really big for this game. Like, you do have a bit of every. The only thing the game doesn't have is so there's no boats, there's no, you know, any types of like submarines. To be, I don't think I don't know how that would fit into this type of game though. To be fair, so I can see why they did it. But everything else does work. Air, ground, even like setting up stuff like anti-air. It is quite fun once you get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm quiet, and I know we're streaming, but I'm really enjoying it as well. It's you just have to put a lot of thought into it. But this really seems like a great game that I could get into.
Yeah. I'm very like whenever I play like, you know, company, like it's like Company of Heroes and stuff. I liked being very slow and doing my things in my own time. This game does kind of push you though. It does push you to be aggressive. So you can't really do the things you want to do sometimes, especially in PvP. But whenever you pull something off, it's so good. It is a good feeling.
Yeah. Oh no, my tank's getting attacked. Yeah, and you have to really keep an eye out everywhere because, like, I was moving some troops and now I'm about to lose my tank.
Yeah, like if you hide your tank behind that building, that helicopter's not going to see you unless he comes around to your side. Your tank can get, so like if you click on your tank and then if you hover over the enemy helicopter, it gives you information. So it gives you the information like the range and the distance for your tank to shoot their helicopter and what the penetration is going to be.
Oh, see, sure.
Just a fair warning, it's AI, so they will cheat.
Yeah, the AI are quite cheating in this game. That's why it's mostly PvP focused, I feel like, with the players.
Fun.
Well,
I think maybe we should wrap it up for the day. I've been streaming for just shy of 2 hours now.
Yeah. If you want, we can quickly just show you the the different assets you can use in this game.
Yeah, let's run through it. Yeah, let's run through it.
All right. If you just want to, we'll just exit, go back to the main menu. I don't know. Are you like are you like military? Like, do you know enemy? Like assets? Like, do you know what tanks and planes and stuff like that?
Yes. I mean,
so
is
whenever, yeah. I mean, like, whenever I started playing this game, I knew of a lot of American assets, like a lot of tanks and planes and stuff, but I didn't know anything about the Russian stuff. Like, all I knew was like the BMP, the BTR, maybe some of their main battle tanks, but then like they have a bunch of like these weird looking stuff. I'm like, oh, I've never seen that before. What the hell's that? So if you go to the arsenal and then go to armory, you can kind of select the different types of units. So like, for example, you can kind of see like the American side. If you hover, I don't know if you might be, yeah. So if you go to armory, and then you can kind of hover over the different types of army units, different areas of the US Army. You have, what you got? You got the special operations, Marines, Strikers, Airborne. And then you can kind of see what they have under
Oh.
their armies.
Sure, you click on them, it puts it all up on the right.
Yep. And what's cool is you see like the Marines, for example, and on the bottom right, you know, underneath the pictures,
Uh-huh.
you can kind of see, you can put different attachments. So like squad loadout, you can change that squad loadout for like something else. So that could be like a better rocket launcher, or like, you know, better visibility on enemies. So the game
see,
does, it does kind of mix things up. So you can basically have the same unit, but just with a different type of like loadout.
And this is how you build the deck, I'm assuming. You
This
go into
isn't how you build a deck. This is like a different area. If you want to build a deck, you would have to go to the army builder and kind of like, you know, do it that way.
Okay. But this allows
this
you
is
to
like a
see
kinda-
everything that's
yeah, yeah.
available.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, the game is, it's crazy of the amount of stuff you can get. And in the future, they're most likely going to be adding Germany as a faction. They're going to be adding maybe the UK as a faction. Maybe China. China would be actually a cool enemy to play against and play as.
Yeah, fun. So, this really. Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I mean with, you can combine different, you know, different bits, like different branches of the army. You can have the USMC and you can also have airborne. You can combine those two decks together with different, you know, jets or helicopters and whatnot.
Very interesting.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I really enjoyed playing with you guys today. And I think,
Yeah,
like I
great.
said, you know, it doesn't take long to get up to speed in a game when you have people that know what they're doing teaching you how to do it. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
I would say, like, anybody that's playing Broken Arrow, play the campaign, play against bots. That's what we did in the beginning. All of us played against bots just to kind of get used to the game and how the mechanics works. But honestly, like after like 5-10 hours, like I reckon you're into it, like you know how to play the game.